All right, guys, welcome. Happy Thursday. Right, it's Thursday today. That's right. It's Thursday today. How's everyone doing? Just gonna check out a few option ideas going into market open, which is about 10 minutes. And the market's pulled back again. Um, Pulled back again, right? So we're in this state where, it's coming to the end of the week. Negotiations with Iran haven't seemed to be going, haven't gone anywhere. And then I did post in the premium side, like, so, there's prediction markets, right? And there's also, big players out there opening like accounts and like making these big purchases on going short on oil, going long on oil. Um, and I'm not sure how credible they are, right? Because just people posting them, big accounts posting them. Maybe they're just trying to get impressions, who knows? But there is some big purchases on the oil side, on the long side. So if we just interpret that and think, okay, well, that's true, and there's some big accounts like $20 million accounts going long on oil, that must mean that there's not good conversations going on with that regime, right? The Iranian regime that's in power. So if that's the case, I'd imagine that the market breaks down again and the war continues. That's just what kind of I'm getting on the oil side. People going long on oil. That means that the Strait of Hormuz is probably not going to be reopened anytime soon, and there's a breakdown of conversation. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and that actually is not the case, and that should make some kind of progress there. But at the moment, that's what's kind of going around. Yes, Elizabeth, that is tough to get rid of Ugrow at $7.90. But on the plus side of that, you really didn't have any time to be following it, right? So it could have gone against you too. So you got to think about that. You could be driving to work or trying to do something, and then it could have dropped off, and then you would have lost a lot. So if you had time and you could have watched it, I'm sure you would have stayed in longer. But you didn't, right? So I think you were pretty good on that, on the discipline side. Oh, she did not. She makes 6%, which she was only aiming probably for 1 or 2%. So that is also a plus as well. Right? Because when you meet your goals, you're like, oh yeah, let me. I missed out on the other 40%, but or 80% or whatever. I mean, Ugrow went to like 50 something dollars after hours yesterday, but you made your goal already, so it's a good day for you. It's not even a bad day. I would just ignore the rest of Ugrow and just say, well, I got 6%, and I was only aiming for 2% for the day. So this is a very good day for me. I just made 3 days profit in just one trade. So that is also good too. And I'm gonna look at okay, so I got Tesla on the chart. I'm just looking at Tesla. I don't know if we're gonna get a pop at market open. That may be the case, and then we fade off again into the sunset. We'll see. I do want to look at the 3 minute. And all I'm going to look for Tesla, I'm just going to put a few lines on the chart. That's what I'm going to do. I got my EMA 921 crossover, the ribbon. I'm going to put that line at pre-market low. And this is the low right here, right? Was set in about 5:30. We got the pre-market high up here. Pre-market high is right here. Yeah. That's pre-market high. So we got two levels. We got pre-market low, pre-market high. And then we got a gap opportunity here as well to the upside. I'm going to put yesterday's low in place as well. And then I'm going to put yesterday's high in place, which is way up here. Right there. So we're way down here on Tesla. So what I'm going to look for Tesla is just a drop of this strong level that it's not even strong, right? It's just a bouncing zone where we got some reaction off of, right? So price action came down here and we got some very good reaction off this level. and it pushed obviously up a couple dollars, right? So this is the level that I'm watching. And if we lose this, then I will play more downside if we lose this level. Now, pre-market high is up here as well, not too much higher than the current price. I'll look for a break above this level and then aim for a gap fill opportunity that it created in the after hours yesterday into the morning hours, pre-market hours, right? So I'll be looking for a potential gap fill as a target if we get through this level. That is about $3 to that level. So a break above here, and then I'll look to play this up to this gap fill opportunity for Tesla. And then if we lose this, let's see what levels we got back down here. We can play down to that area that we got some reaction off of right here and here. So that is the target that I would aim for downside. So I would aim for down, down here. This will be my target point. As for the contracts that I would pick, we're losing 379.74. Then I would look, let me write this down, below 379.70, I say 70. I will look to play, I will personally trade the 375 puts. If you want a little cheaper, maybe 370. And that will be March 27th. Expiration. That will be my downside. Upside, we get above 382.20. And I play 385 calls for March 27th expiration. So that is what I locked in place. We got 3 minutes to market open. So a lot could happen. After the market opens, we can get a lot of volatility. I kind of tend to wait a good 5-10 minutes. Let's see if it plays out one way or the other, and then we can take the trade once it locks in our entry to upside or downside. But this is what I'm looking at. Above this pre-market high, I'm on a 3-minute time frame right now. So I'm looking for a break above on the 3-minute, closing a candle above. And then the next candle will be the decider whether I take that trade, or if it decides to pop back down, then it's invalidated. So I'll be looking at a close above. Then the next candle, if we start pushing on the next candle, I grab the calls there. And then the same thing with downside. We close down below this area. The next candle after we close is the candle I look to take the downside continuation if it continues in that direction. So I'll be looking at the 375 puts for March 27th, and then the 385 calls if we break above there. So this is my Tesla trade for the morning. We're down about 1.32%. Any other stocks everyone's looking at, let me know. There's going to be oil related, I think, too. So I did put it in the watch list. BATL is one of them. That's an energy stock. I'm going to actually put it in the chat, the watch list, real quick. A lot of them are just related to energy, right? Because we got this whole oil bump right now, oil price bump. So these are like 3 of those are related to oil and gas. And they should start pumping up pretty nicely if the narrative is, there's no deal in place. And I think these ones get some nice bumps in the next day or two. Hopefully today. So that is the plan for the morning. We got 10 seconds. Everyone ready? Everyone's got hands on their buttons, ready to press the button. Here we go. Market is open. Also, I want to look at what SPY is doing real quick. 650 level for SPY is the level to watch. If you like to trade SPY, SPX, I follow a lot SPY, but I would say the 650 level is the critical support level here. If you go on the bigger daily time frame, that level has been pretty solid to hold right now. So if we lose 650, then I think we have room to retest those lows that were set in place a couple of days ago in this, low 640s. So I think we could definitely see that trend come down again if we lose 650. That would be the critical level I'm watching today on SPY. 650 is right now at 651. So downside move if we lose that. Just keep it very simple. Reacted pretty well, 650-ish right now. Go back to Tesla real quick. Go back to a 3-minute. Let me check a few things. Yeah, that's a good thing to do at the moment for me. Hands are definitely getting warmed by my butt right now. I'm not pressing any buttons to buy, but there is a very nice reaction with Tesla at the moment. So I'm just going to see what this candle does. We got about 38 seconds left of this 3-minute candle. Ideally, close above, then the next candle doesn't roll over and we start to get a nice push on the next candle. That's when I would look to take the calls. That candle closed right above that red line. So this candle is going to give me some confirmation whether we push from here and start taking off higher, or it just decides to fake out and come back into the box again, which is a invalidates it. Let's see. And all I have on my chart right now, I'm actually going to take the SMA 50 off. I'm going to leave the 921 and I'm going to leave the volume shelves on there, right? The volume where there's most reaction for sell side, most reaction to the buy side. Something we go over a lot in the coaching as well. So we learn strategies that kind of simplify our lives, right? Because there's just too much stuff out there. So if you can just simplify one strategy and just perfect it, practice, perfect it, control your risk, as well as that, making sure you get a good reward on each trade. That's kind of what we do, right? We go over strategies, trading plans, and then we review the setup in general. And that's what will get you way more consistency than just, coming up with all kinds of different strategies for each trade that you take. Just taking one strategy and just using it on everything is going to make your life a lot easier. So I definitely look into learning something simple, maybe with an indicator and volume and direct and trend will get you there. So I'm gonna put my coaching link in the chat. We do that every Thursday, right? So we do a live stream every Thursday, 11 a.m. is when our coaching starts. And we did review JetBlue. JetBlue was a very good one that was reviewed over the last 2 weeks, and we planned out that trade and support levels where we were looking for some reaction off of. And JetBlue definitely had some very nice moves yesterday for over 20% on a swing trade if you're going by what we discussed in those coaching streams. So very, very good return there. And it could be just as easy as that. Just planning things out will make your life a lot easier. So Tesla dropped off here. So bad reaction off the top. So that's why I wait for the next candle to give me that confirmation, or if it's just going to be invalidated. So Tesla's just dropping off a cliff here. And then it looks like puts is the aim for this under 379.70. We're about to lose that level right now. So I'm going to look to take a downside trade. Let's see if it holds that bottom level. And I'm going to get my trade ready. Oh, crap. I just made $2,000 overnight on some SPY puts. That's nice. Let me try to sell them. Sold. Perfect. Now let me see. Tesla. Bring up the options. Let's see if we get a bounce here. Right now we're in a sell. Well, it's flickering between buy and sell on the EMA 921. But I'm going to queue up 27th of March, and I'm going to queue up 375 puts. Let me make sure that puts. There we go. You're going for about $250 at this moment. How's everyone feeling so far about the market? You think more downside or upside? You think we found a bottom for now? How do you guys feel trading in this environment? It's a mess. It's a hot mess. Good thing about it is, we don't just do swing trading, we do day trading too. So the thing is, in this kind of environment, okay, our swings suck. We have some unrealized losses, but we know the companies are very good. That's the good thing about it. We know they're good. We know their fundamentals are growing. Things are good in that sense. But the overall market is what's pulling down all the prices, right? The stock prices. So what we do is we keep our unrealized losses if that's something you want to do, and you can decide to build your position more once we find the bottom, or you can short term in this downtrend we can sell cover calls to make some money to lower our averages on those positions. But we can also day trade to make up for those unrealized. They're not realized losses, right? They're unrealized. So we can make some money on the short term on day trading, put the money aside, wait for the bottom in the market, and then use that extra cash that we just made to add into those positions, or maybe make new positions into some of those ones that you wanted that were just too expensive a couple of months ago, but now are very good and very good levels, very cheap levels that potentially we can start building positions from. So for me, this market is great at the moment for some discounts on a lot of the big names like Microsoft, Meta, what else? Amazon. Like these are the big. Google. Google's a little expensive still, but like Amazon, Meta. What else? We got Nvidia may come down a little bit more. We may get some very good discounts here where we can take advantage of going long once we find bottoms, and that's why day trading we can make some money here and then just put it aside in a cash pile on the side and wait for the perfect opportunity to add again to our swing positions. So Tesla's in this box. I'm not going to trade it. Excuse me. I'm going to trade Tesla in this box right now. I have not made a trade yet. That's good. That's good. You have made trades. Sailor Brown, you're feeling it's a mess. Adrian's on fire a little bit. But Adrian, you've been killing it in either direction. So, volatility is good for day trading. I'm actually eyeing MicroStrategy, but I think Bitcoin's dropping a little bit here. We've been killing it on MicroStrategy. That's been one that's just been fantastic for us on that premium side. Let me have a look what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin is at 69.2. If we lose 69, just 4 days ago, Bitcoin was at 67,300, right? And we're at 69.2. So I'm looking at a drop under 69,000 on Bitcoin. And then I would look to trade MicroStrategy down a little lower because we lost support then. And MicroStrategy, like we've mentioned over the last few weeks when we traded it, it just is linked totally to the price of Bitcoin, right? Because their whole strategy is related to Bitcoin and accumulating it, right? So it's going to be heavily weighted by Bitcoin price. So if Bitcoin drops under 69, I think there's a little bit of room to come down to 68, maybe 67 again. Just a few days ago, it was at 67, and MicroStrategy would likely be back in the 120s. And that could be a good, swing put for maybe next week's expiration or a day trade even. Oh yeah, Microsoft's a little green. Good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Look at Shrews. Shrews over here just milking that MicroStrategy puts every time. When I say that, you get very excited, huh? Who doesn't? What was it, 45% yesterday? I think it was up to 70%, but I think I took 45 and like 60% on those puts. Okay, so Tesla, nice reaction off the bottom. We're retesting the top again. Let's see what we get. A nice bump here. Hi, Baruch. How you doing? Caught two of your plays. Okay. Just realized why Bitcoin is tanking. Iran mines a lot of it. Takes payment Bitcoin. Oh, that's a big move from Tesla. So let's see if this now holds that red line as support. We got 14 seconds for this candle to close. Let's see if it closes above the red line. Just looking at top games, that EEIQ that you just mentioned had a nice big bump there. Yes, it did. Okay, so Tesla now pumping. So we close this candle above, and this candle is actually pushing to. I missed the entry, so I'm just going to wait a minute. We're getting a nice big bump in SPY too. SPY is going to a high of day as well, so that's also very positive here. Um, Let me see, where did Tesla go? There it is. So I missed that entry, but I'm okay. How are those Microsoft calls looking that we grabbed yesterday? Anyone got an update on those? Microsoft, I think Microsoft pushing up higher here, so that's good. Up 4%. All right. We're moving at least in the right direction. Microsoft is one that's been beaten down, right? So we look at Microsoft where it's at. It's at the top of this kind of gap that it created on the last big move up. So we can hold here and start pushing back from here, or if we come down low, we come down lower. But potentially to go long on shares down here would be ideal. Looking at 2021 highs, and we're looking at the breakthrough over here in 2023. If that even gets retested and holds, like 330 would be like perfect for some from shares. But we may not get that, right? This gap here, it's sitting at the top of this gap. It may start pushing from this 370 range and start pushing back up again. Ideally, that's what we want for our calls that we took yesterday. Last big move, once it hit that bottom on Microsoft, we got what did we get there? Got a 60% move from that low to a new high. So, if we do something like that, if we find the bottom here and we start moving, potentially we can probably find a new high. If the market's bullish again, right, we start pushing up to a new high. So something to think about. Go back to Tesla. Okay, so now ideally these candles are going to show me a retest of this line here now, pre-market high. If we hold that now, this green line, then I take some calls up to 385 as a target point, which is a gap fill from yesterday. See if we fizzle out or we hold. Pookie got 86%. What did you buy? Some calls? Some SPX calls? Is that what you got? Yeah, of course. On a cash account, let's just go for SPX, 0 DTEs, 86%. Hell yeah. That's how you can build your account super fast. Okay, let's see. I'm just being patient, guys. I want a Tesla trade here, but I'm just gonna be patient. Look at that. Look at those nice candles, nice green candles there. He's got himself like a 5 candle pattern. So Iran has formally responded to the 15-point proposal. So they're gonna make a toll booth out of the Strait of Hormuz to get some money for boats that go through that. It's pretty interesting. I'm just gonna check to see what they say. So they rejected the proposal. Hmm. So they rejected it so far. The market reacted positively, which is weird, but they have. You made 2,500. There you go. That's a good trade too. EEIQ. That is a very nice trade you got there, AKA. I don't really even see any news for the bump, but I did like the move that it had with the volume. So that was nice. One and done. You're done for the day, I'm sure. I'm still waiting for an entry on Tesla. Let's see if it comes down to retest. It doesn't look like it wants to. It looks like it just wants to build up to that 385 target already. Is what it is. That's good. I'm glad. Those Microsoft calls up 7.5% for me from yesterday's entry. And just continue to hold them for now, that one contract. Just gonna flick through a few of these, see what's going on. Microsoft is good. AMD's pulling down. See if there's a trade for AMD even. AMD starting to get a sell side signal. I wonder if that's a better opportunity. Let's see what options they have. Yeah, I like that this decided to to sell right off. So let me look AMD for tomorrow expiration and see what we got. 215 puts. I'm gonna take these actually. I'm gonna take these puts right here. AMD 215. Actually, wait for this candle. But I'm queued up 215 AMD puts. Let's see if we break down under this pre-market low. Let's see if I can just put those key levels on already. This one looks nice. We got a sell side signal already. We started to retest pre-market lows. So this any minute could roll right over. Yesterday's lows were 211. That's what I would be aiming for down here. These green lines already. Already looks like it wants to sell off. Not going to chase that candle. But the 215 puts is what I'm going to look to enter. Going for about $300 a contract. 215s for tomorrow. Here we go. We got the sell off. I think AMD has some room to come down better than Tesla. Tesla's still chilling around that 382, but this one seems to be selling off way nicer with some good sell side volume coming in for AMD. We had quite the move over the last couple of days, so a pullback is not a bad thing. Yeah, aka Mr. Trade stuff is good too on that watch list. If you're in those Microsoft calls, they're blasting now up about 15% from yesterday now. So that's a very nice move. Microsoft is moving. It's up to 373 from 370. I didn't even put that on my watch list, aka I looked at it. I didn't see enough volume for me to put it on my watch list, but that thing ripped. So congrats. Looking to take this 215 put for tomorrow on AMD. I'm gonna grab one put AMD 215. I'm gonna try to get it filled. Let me see if I can get it filled closer to $3, which is $300 for the contract. I like that we're seeing some weakness here. We are seeing rejection at this level at the pre-market low. So as long as it stays below that, I think this one's going to be one that prints really nicely. Here we go. And I'm keeping an eye on SPY on the right side here, and the other names, they're kind of rolling a little bit off here. All right, this is probably where I'm going to get filled. So just retest that red line one more time. And then if we get that bad reaction, I'm going to take those puts down. If we get this bad reaction off this line, this is where I'm going to look to take it. And I already know we got a sell. We're already in a bad trend because we got a sell signal here. The EMA 9 crossed down, so it's still in a downtrend. I'm just trying to get a little better of an entry here. So that's what I want to see. That now, let's see if we get a reaction off that line and just start to pull back down, and then I'll take those puts. Now, if this decides to blast right through and hold above, I won't take them. So far, nice bounce. Got 30 seconds for that candle. If that rejects right there, I'm gonna grab those puts. Probably just one contract. Don't go too heavy today. And it's the 215 puts. Candle closed right above there. Now let's see what the next candle does. Just staring at the candle, guys. My bad. Just staring right at the candles. Waiting on the sidelines. Waiting to hit it. Yeah, it is in the stock alert light channel. That's where Mr. M has his trades. Yeah, Not added this contract yet. It's looking pretty strong. We closed above that line. The next candle's green right now, so I'm not gonna take this AMD put yet. I need to see that roll back over under the line, then I would take it. But right now, it's looking a little bit more stronger to the upside. Overall trend still bearish because we got that sell signal on that 921. It's still showing bearish sentiment overall, even on this big bump that we got from the low. That's what I want to see. Some more red come in here. That's what I like to see. Now let's see if this decides to roll here, and then this is going to be a nice setup. Yeah. These green candles in a bearish downtrend is going to give you a better entry instead of trying to catch the red candles on the bottom of the red candles. Just look for a little bump retest of like the 921 or a resistance level. And then once we reject and roll over the next time around, you get a much better entry. And you're not chasing anything at that point. You're just being very very great on your plan that you have put in place. So this rolled over right here. See, so took our time. We waited for this green candle, see what happened on the next candle. Now we're following through on a bigger engulfing red candle on here. So very bearish setup still. Retested the 921 up here as well, still bearish, and it decided to set off right here. So I'm looking for more downside here. I don't need no chop. I just want direct 3 or 4 candles in a row here, downside move, and then just trade into that, make some money, and get out. Options. MicroStrategy is looking great too. So MicroStrategy 237. Let me see, 136 actually, 136 puts. I like these as well. So I'm gonna grab these puts. MicroStrategy 136 for tomorrow's expiration. I'm just going to make sure this closes under VWAP on my top screen, and then I'm going to grab those 136 puts for MicroStrategy. Tomorrow's expiration, there is rolling over here. So this could easily see 135 again on the day. That's the low of day, so that's kind of what I'd be aiming for there. AMD's rolling over as well. We got SPY rolling over a little bit. All right, I'm gonna queue up some MicroStrategy first. Just wait for this to happen. What's that on AMD? Yeah, AMD's terrible. MicroStrategy. I'm gonna write this in the chat, so I'm gonna grab. Just gonna wait for MicroStrategy to reject off VWAP again. All right, I'm gonna take them now. I'm gonna add them into the chat. $2 at Phil on these ones, MicroStrategy. And it's $136 puts for tomorrow's expiration, $2 entry. AMD's falling off too. So if you grabbed AMD, I didn't grab them, but I did grab MicroStrategy. I'm gonna put 2 charts up here so we can follow both. Over here, I will put. Man, I mentioned this yesterday in the stream. Didn't I say that this VCX would be down in the 300s from the 500s? Now it's in the 200s. That was a nice little move down. MicroStrategy. All right. Just gonna watch this MicroStrategy. Looking good under VWAP. Just want to see it flush under this 137. And then my target for this MicroStrategy will be down here towards these pre-market lows, right? This area is my target. My 20% is my stop. Personally, that's my personal stop. You don't have to go so risk on if you want. You can be a bit tighter on your stop, but mine was 20%. And my target is when price action gets down here, I'll take my profit there. And it's okay to be wrong. If this decides to rip right back up and I stop out 20%, I limited my downside by only stopping out 20% on an option. That's not such a bad risk for an option trade. And I'm looking for at least 20% on my profit. Yeah, no, those AMD puts up nicely, but I couldn't get into those. I couldn't get filled. But AMD is rolling off here, and now target for AMD would be that yesterday's low, right? About 211, 212. It would be the target point. Did you get the entry, Paul, at 299? Nah, don't tell me. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, actually, it's moving up here, right here. MicroStrategy on my screen, it's trying to push above VWAP. So I'm just gonna keep my 2 contracts and my stop at 20%. That's all I'm gonna put it. If this starts to bounce right back above, then my stop will get initiated and I stop at 20%, and that's it for that trade. I'm not going to try to hold on to dear life and hope it reverses. That's not my style here. Style is to, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I stop out with 20%, not the whole thing. I don't lose everything, right? I could trade another day. SPY. You got 3 AK, what do you get? 3 AMDs? Man, you guys got in quick. Man, I need to be on your guys' level here. Got one at 3, and they're what are they up to now? They're up to, let me see. Up to 360-ish. Yeah. Yep, 350. Hello. Hello there. 20%. Goodness, you guys were good. Nice. That's real nice. Man, I missed out. Feel a little bit of FOMO here. You guys got something, I got nothing. SPY is testing high of day, so it's the market's looking pretty strong here. I'm just looking for a rollover on MicroStrategy or that stop out. I don't like that it's sitting on VWAP, so I need to see a flush here. I need to see some more selling. Or I don't like those puts. AMD actually is going against the trend of the market, right? AMD's finding a new low of day, and then the market's actually finding a new high of day. So AMD looking very weak. Good stuff. 15% is good. That is very good return on that trade. Got about 10 minutes left, and I'm going to jump out of here. Coaching starts in 30 minutes. I do want to go over some of the airlines. Airlines, I think, is going to be very good deals on the table for us for airlines. So we're going to review those ones we discussed: JetBlue, American, United, things like that. We're going to go over. I think there's going to be some very, very good deals in that sector once this whole war is done and it's over with. Oil can get back down to the normal prices. Then I think we can have some very good deals. So definitely join me in the coaching, 11 o'clock Eastern. And we're going to be going over some of those swing trades today. Yeah, let me unmute you, Josh. Hold on. Go ahead. Thank you for reminding me. You're all set. See you later, man. Yeah, thank you for the coaching. Yeah, the coaching information is right there. So we do swings, but we also do day trading as well. So we do review both momentum trades and also swing trading. All right, this is what I want to see. So SPY is trying to roll over a little bit. AMD, new low of day. MicroStrategy's got a red candle. Let's see what happens. $25% on AMD. Good stuff. Hell yeah. Good morning, Chris. You're waking up late. Is this what Canadians do? They wake up this late? Market's nearly closed. SPY is in an uptrend for the day so far. Very slow moving trend, but it's still in an uptrend for the day, SPY. So if you're in those AMD puts, just make sure you have some protection in that profit. You don't go red. You'd actually leave with some profit there. Because that could definitely start flipping and we start reversing back up. I don't want you to lose. Overall, though, downtrend is still intact. We've got a sell signal here on the 921, and we're still printing sell side candlesticks. Right, we're still seeing a lot of weakness in these in this chart for the day. MicroStrategy trying to push up, so I don't like that. Getting some green. Yeah, it's flipping. I'm on a 3 minute, and well, this is not even the 9:21. 3 minute, yeah, it's still positive from this buy signal, so it's still positive on the 3 minute micro strategy. Um, we'll see what happens here. Getting a bump here on AMD, so make sure you're protecting those profits, guys. Spies retesting high of day again. Man, I took off that FCHL. I took it off my watch list. It was about to go on it, but I changed it out. Damn you. Now, as long as SPY doesn't get back and make a new high, so say long as SPY stays below 655, I think this MicroStrategy would just roll off a little bit for the day. I try not to hold it for long because the expiration is tomorrow. Looking more positive here, but if SPY doesn't get through that high day and we reject and start rolling a bit more, I think we're going to see Bitcoin follow in the footsteps too. Bitcoin is still 2% down for the day, so if this starts to roll off, MicroStrategy will roll off with it. But still have your protection. If we take a loss, we take a loss. We get it back somewhere else. But it's not that strong. But it's still pretty positive off of this. AMD still weak. Kicked in, good stuff. Yeah, see you in coaching in a little bit. But yeah, so you got that. You got AMD. You took that profit. Good stuff. You got stopped out, but you stopped out with profit. That's the main thing there, right? That's the main message. We still stopped out, but we stopped out with profit. So that's a win-win. You protect your downside. Also, you made profit. So you got the best of everything. About 4 minutes and I'm out of here, guys. It was fun to hang out with you. If you want to join the coaching, I believe we got a few links in the chat. Click on the link and you get put right into coaching, and we start in 30 minutes, so you won't miss this week's. And we have great setups, so we're going to go over some great setups, so you don't want to miss that coaching stream this week. SPY is still very weak. It still can't get through that high day, so SPY is still having trouble getting through that 655. On fire lately. Did you see? I didn't see those ones. No. I'm very close to stopping out of MicroStrategy, by the way. It's within pennies to stop out of MicroStrategy. Need to see this roll over here on this red box, or I'm out of this trade. Yeah, RNXT. Yeah, that one is moving, but that one has a very good support here in the 70s. If you're watching that one, yeah, that one had a nice bounce, Chris, from the 70s, 70 cents. That was nice. Up to 126 now. That was really good. Prop had some news yesterday, so I'm still looking over that news that came out with Prop. But that is the stock price did react very well to that news, and it's up 21% on the day. It did sell right off after that news came out yesterday, so it is holding up pretty well here. Prop. So as long as we hold above $2, I think this one could be a very nice opportunity. Yeah. AMD going to a new low of day. If you're still in, still very bearish on this trend. Let's see if we nuke down to that what did we say, 212? Let's see if we get it. 211, 212. I like this reaction off of this red box for MicroStrategy. We got SPY rolling over a little bit. AMD's coming down, nuking down to that 212, near on 212 now. We got to 212.42. Let's see, we got about 2 minutes before I leave here. Let's see if we can touch that green line that I put. Oh, very close. And there we go. We're touching that green line. Also here, MicroStrategy got a nice reaction, sell side reaction off of that red box. So still in that put for now. Yes, this is recorded. B, I'm not sure if we post it in, not sure if we're going to post it in the free channel or the past stream channel, which I'm not sure if everyone has access to it, but this is recorded, this stream, every week. And, you know, the 921, very effective indicator, but it's always going to be lagging, right? But it's going to help you with the overall trend, knowing what kind of trend we're in instead of jumping in thinking, oh, let me buy calls down here somewhere when clearly we're in a downtrend. This is just going to help you with that. Understand what kind of trend we're in so you don't make those little mistakes. All right. It's time to leave. I will update because we're in this MicroStrategy put in this free channel, a live stream channel. So I'm gonna just put it in my watch list channel. If I stop out, I'll update it there. But my stop is around 20%, and I'd have to check to see if it's intact. But as long as it doesn't get above that red rectangle that I put there, then this should be okay. But I'm not trying to hold it on, you know, till the afternoon hours. If it goes sideways, we're going to get killed with the fader. So I'd rather see it nuke down now, or if we just continue sideways up until lunchtime, then I'm just likely to cut it anyways. Because the more we hold it and the more sideways action we get, the contract's going to get killed, the premium. on MicroStrategy. So I'll keep watching. I update it along the way when I stop out or when I take profit if we get some profit in the watch list channel. So I'm gonna take a break now. I see you guys at 11 o'clock in the swing trading coaching session. Bye, guys.